welcome to the Tea and a Buddy podcast. I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
And today's episode is British people getting mad at Americans for getting things wrong. Americans always getting it wrong.
What an episode premise.
Yeah, we just thought about this because, we watch a lot of YouTube, we see a lot of things online, and of course British and American things, with me being American and Erica being British. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... Yeah, bet you didn't know that one, did you? Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like, it's a crazy thing because you don't really see it.
Where don't you see
No,
it?
No, you don't really see Americans getting mad at British people.
Oh, no, not...
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe
maybe
they do somewhere?
I think we're going to do an episode on that because I think it happens, but not in the same way.
Not as frequently.
Not for the same reasons. So we'll do a separate episode on that, I think. But yeah, for getting things wrong.
Getting British things wrong, mainly.
Right.
They don't care if you get stuff about, Spain or France or Russia or anything wrong.
Okay, so give us
Well, maybe they do. I don't know. They'll just get mad at anything these days, won't they?
So give me an example of an American getting something wrong. Like that, what are you talking about?
Thinking that, the British is one accent,
okay.
Indivisible, under God.
Yeah.
That's one that winds them up. The stereotypes that are, forcibly kind of I don't know, I suppose I got mad at it, because I remember you telling me you went somewhere once.
Yeah. Just once.
You've only been somewhere once. You went somewhere once, and I don't know where it was now. Maybe it was the dentists or the doctors or something.
Yeah.
And you told me, and you, for some reason it came up that I was British.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Otherwise
I would have been very angry about this.
I just walk around saying, I'm married to a British person,
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, that's what you do. You do that. You come into a party, you're just like, hello, thank you.
Hello, my husband's British.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, my husband's British.
You do it. You do that at a, fast food joints and everything like that. Yeah, it's just people are like, what? Oh, yeah, well, we've told that story before about
I don't know if we have. It's for another time.
For another time. Well, we'll tell that story another time. Just remind us.
Maybe you could put that in your blog.
Yes.
He's got a blog,
I think I have. I've done it.
On our website.
I've done that before. I think I definitely have done that.
Called Living in America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. But yeah, well, she wasn't the doctor or something. She was like the person who took down your ideas. The hygienist, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was anyway. I'm not sure. But anyway, you said...
what did I say? You tell me what I said.
You told me, oh yeah, you came up that you were British or something like that. And I said, and then she said something about something about the food. What are you going to eat over there?
Or that I was going to Britain.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I was going to, what are you going to eat all there? Because all the food is like bleh. Or something. She went, all the food is like bleh.
Yeah.
I was like, if I had been there, she would have heard it.
Well,
what do you mean all the food is bleh?
You'd never even heard that before you met me.
I never even heard that before. I mean, I'd heard the bad teeth stereotype.
Yeah.
And I'd heard we all speak like the Queen, or we know the Queen, or all that kind of stuff. That's another thing British people get mad about Americans thinking as well. We all know the Queen. We all know the Queen. We've all been for tea with the Queen.
No, I just want to interject here.
Another thing is
how comical it is that you came up with this subject.
Comical.
That you came up with this topic. Oh, British people get mad at Americans for getting things wrong.
Comical.
We should make a podcast talking about that because they really do. They get so mad at Americans. Well, let me just tell you that you are one of the British people that get mad at Americans for getting things wrong because I have watched travel vlogs with you before, on numerous occasions.
Yes.
Where they go into a pub and order fish and chips. Americans visiting Britain, wherever in Britain they happen to be, usually London, obviously. And they say, "Oh, let's go into a pub. Let's go eat in a pub." and we'll order fish and chips.
It's trying to kill
You're screaming at the computer.
I'm screaming.
Oh, don't go into a pub and order fish and chips. You don't order fish and chips in a pub. What are they doing? Oh, why do they all think
it's a cardinal sin.
You go to a chippy to order fish and chips. How come everybody in America thinks you order fish and chips?
They're trying to kill two birds with one stone. They're just like, a quaint traditional English pub.
Yes.
And I ordered fish and chips and a pint of beer.
Yes,
there. Pint of ale.
But you become one of those angry British people.
The things are two separate things, all right. You go to a traditional English pub, quaint, and it's not really. It's a Weatherspoons for a start. You went in a Weatherspoons. That is not a quaint pub. Okay, that is a bloody chain.
Might as well be an Applebee's.
Might as well be an Applebee's. You went in there and you ordered fish and chips, which they put in the bloody microwave. They peeled back the thing, they put it in the microwave, they put it on for 2 minutes, and then they plonked it on a plate. And that, that just, it's just like, they're two indivisible things, yes. Right? And I'm going to go on a rant here now, because fish and chips,
but do you see the irony of you wanting to delve into what makes British people so annoyed
This is armchair psychology here, okay?
Yes.
Thinking everywhere in England is London, and how many miles away is it from London? It's like, it doesn't matter. London doesn't matter. You're in Manchester now. You're in Windsor now. London, that doesn't matter anymore. That's gone. London has fallen.
Oh, they meet people. They meet people from somewhere else, from Birmingham. Oh, Birmingham? Oh,
well, people think I'm from London.
Oh, you're from Birmingham? How far away is that from London? How far? Birmingham. I didn't know there was a Birmingham in England. Birmingham, honey. They're from Birmingham.
They're from Birmingham? Oh, that's nice. Do they have ham there?
How far is Birmingham from London?
Do they have ham there?
Can you get there on the train?
Yeah, maybe you can get there on the train. Or you can drive, because driving's so much better.
Oh, my God.
We love driving, don't we? Don't we, honey? Yeah. We take the kids and the grandkids and we drive. We just drive everywhere over this country. We drive miles and miles and we never stop.
All right, what else do British people get angry about Americans getting wrong? What are some other things that you can think of?
Thinking that there aren't any burgers or anything American in England. It's like,
yeah.
That is your biggest export.
Oh my God, you're getting wound up
I'm getting wound up thinking about these things. It's like people thinking like, oh, do you get friends over there? Do you guys celebrate 4th of July? That's another one, but that's just like, oh,
Yeah.
It's just like, but, you export a lot. You don't import a lot, oddly enough, because it's a country made up of immigrants, and it's like people came here and they just goes like, oh yeah, I invented this. Pizza, we invented this. America invented this. It's like, yeah, no, we've been making pizza in Rome for friggin' centuries. Julius Caesar phoned one in all the time, But it's just like,
I think Italian people might fight you on that, actually.
Italian people get very wound up.
The pizza that they have in America, that's not the pizza.
There you go. Italians getting wound up at Americans getting things wrong.
They're getting their accent wrong.
Getting their accent wrong. What a mistake to make.
Oh my God, no. Oh no.
But yes. And of course they get wound up at portraying any part of Britain badly or having a bad accent. That's a bad accent. I just watched this clip now of Castle, the show, the ABC show Castle, where they had this Geordie fellow on here.
Wait, back it up. Beep, beep, beep.
Backing it up?
Because I thought when you just said that you meant they get mad at Americans getting it wrong. I guess that is what you mean.
That is what I mean. But getting it wrong, mate.
Just
getting it all wrong.
They get mad at okay, yeah. Okay, continue.
She thought she was on another podcast, everybody. I don't know.
I was thoroughly confused there for a minute. No, just the way you worded it. I was like, wait, I was not with you, but okay. Yeah.
Portraying any part of Britain badly. Back to the rant here.
Mm-hmm.
You see like, I just watched this clip of this guy, this actor in Castle.
Mm-hmm.
He was a bit, he was a guest actor, and he was portraying a Geordie guy who's from the northeast of England, from Newcastle specifically. And, he's in America for whatever reason, and this actor cannot do, and the whole joke is they can't understand him because he's got a Geordie accent.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I can't understand him because he doesn't have a Geordie accent. That is nowhere near and they get this, translator and this English woman.
Yeah.
Who has a quite, voice. And she's like, oh, yes.
An
Why
RP accent?
Yes. And she goes, oh, yes, Geordie, it's, while technically English, it's got a lot of different grammatical and vocal structures and all this. It's like, yeah, but it's not Geordie speaking. It's some kind of mix of, Scottish and Irish. It's just terrible. It was like Mel Gibson could have done a better job.
You saw this on what? BuzzFeed, I'm guessing?
It was on, it was some article. I think it was BuzzFeed. Yeah, I've clicked out of it now. I can't remember. But it was on YouTube.
I thought you meant, when you said portraying any part of Britain badly, I thought you meant badly in a way of, oh, Britain's terrible. It's just, oh, it's poor. It's
like
dirty,
the Fox News Britain's Muslim problem and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
Oh yes, no, I remember.
You remember what I'm saying now? Yeah, it's
I thought
funny
that
because
was what you meant. But you mean portraying it incorrectly?
Incorrectly, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So did you look this actor up?
No, they said in the article. I think it was on The Insider, actually, The Insider.
Mm-hmm.
This actor went to school. He's an American actor. And he went to school at RADA, but his accent was terrible. His accent was terrible, but I mean, why would they get...
Why would they get an American actor when they have so many British actors over here to choose from?
The Geordie accent, only a Geordie really can do it.
Yeah.
You've seen Off Weed of St. Pet.
Yeah.
Those are dyed-in-the-wool Geordies right there, and if they weren't Geordies in the show, they weren't playing Geordie.
Yeah. If you guys don't know what a Geordie or a Newcastle accent, which is the same thing, look up Charlotte Crosby. Look up
Chloe Ferry.
What's his name? The actor. Although
Jimmy
he doesn't
Nail.
Really talk like that, does he? His accent is not that thick. Jimmy Nail.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Well, maybe not now, but back in the 80s, he just look up a clip of Off Weed of St. Pet. I know it's German, German for goodbye, but that's the whole premise of the show. They were Geordie brickies working in Germany, and that's a brilliant show. Just watch it. Just watch the whole thing. It's really good. Series 1 and 2 are really good. So, well, Series 1 is, but anyway. Back to, and that's another thing, British people going on about how wonderful their shows are and how great their comedy is and how self-congratulatory. And I've gotten down to this and I've done some self-analyzing here. I've had some quiet contemplation.
Yeah.
And I think I've got the answer after meditating on it for a little while. And it's the getting annoyed at Americans is it's the fact that America's largely portrayed in Britain as an ignorant child with a tomato, whatever attitude.
Yeah.
You've seen that. In things like, oh, yes, Americans, they like to wave the big stick and pretend they're the big thing, but they have to be taken in hand, those silly Americans again, talking about the government or, America, itself. And so, when an American does that, it winds a British person up, and it winds people up from all over the world.
When an American does what now?
Just kind of whatever attitude, oh yeah,
acts the way that Britain thinks they act.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So if they go, oh, I don't care, it was Elizabeth Tower, Big Ben, whatever, it's Big Ben to me, and they're just like, no.
Yeah.
You've got to get this right. You've got to show the respect. It's an old building, it's not Buckingham Lodge, it's Buckingham Palace. It's not Buckingham Palace, it's Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
Okay? Don't say Buckingham. There's no ham.
Oh my God. Yes, British people get so wound up.
They get gammon-faced.
But the thing about it is, so how does it fit into that idea that you just said? When Americans are in Britain and they're pronouncing place names incorrectly. How does that fit in? That has nothing to do with that we're trying. Oh, I guess it fits in with the whatever attitude.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, they didn't learn it beforehand. They didn't do any research beforehand. They just turned up and they think, and it's just like, it's that kind of like knee-jerk xenophobia.
Yeah.
From people. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
who go, oh, they come here and they think it's like America, and they go, oh, why is there hot taps? And
But I think we've had this discussion in the podcast.
They're getting it wrong.
I have seen. I think we've
Stop
talked.
getting
I think
England
we've
wrong.
talked about our own argument about Dana Donna. And I've seen Simon Cowell. I've seen years and years of American Idol.
Simon Cowell.
And people coming on and saying, hi, people auditioning, saying, hi, my name's Kara, da-da-da. And he goes, okay, Kara, go ahead. And she's just like, it's Kara. That's why I say Kara.
Yeah, and a
that's
British
the same thing, isn't it?
And a British person is going to be like...
It's the whatever attitude. That's the same whatever attitude.
No, because the Britain is right. America is wrong.
Yes, exactly.
And that is never going to...
My point, exactly.
Never going to go away, that. Because it's like, America would be the exact same if it had, like, given birth to Britain.
I can actually remember...
Britain did.
I can actually remember the specific instance. It was not Kara. It was Tamara. I think her name was the girl's name was Tamara, and he pronounced it
Tamara or something. Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
He's like, oh well, in my accent, it's Tamara, and it's just like, I don't care about your accent. I am telling you right now, face to face, how you pronounce my name. It's my name.
Erica.
It does. Yeah, it's like your accent doesn't matter. It makes no difference.
Cara.
It's my name.
But the thing is, it's like I've always seen like Cara or Tara.
Mm-hmm.
They say Tara or Sarah or Sarah. I mean, I've always seen it like said like that, so I say it like that.
Yeah.
So if I see it written,
and I think the majority of people
no, it's
don't
Sarah.
mind.
It's Sarah.
The majority of people are not going to care. The majority of Americans are going to go, whatever, same difference, potato, potato, But if someone is there telling you, no, I do care, and this is how you say my name, You
do not get to say that to me. We had an empire,
Yes.
You cheeky pup. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's the attitude that Britons always have, and they could be 12 or they could be 120.
Yeah.
It's like there's just old people.
Yeah.
And an old mindset, and it's just like, that's why Brexit happened. Just people going, yeah, I'm sick of people telling us what to do.
Yeah.
And it's just a funny little island, because America, it can largely be like, summed up, and it's like, oh, you always say, oh, I'm so glad America doesn't have, is not the only one who has crazy people. It's because of Britain. They have crazy people. They have crazy people over here because Britain is just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to be crazy to own 1/4 of the earth. You'd have to be to have an empire like that.
When you're nowhere near it.
When you're nowhere near
physically.
it. Sun never sets on the British Empire. It's just like, you don't even know where Rhodesia is, And it's not called Rhodesia anymore. It's called Zimbabwe. So goodbye, Grandad.
So is it then that Americans are more laid back than British people?
Yeah.
In that in that sort of, it doesn't matter, whatever, potato, tomato, tomato, in that sort of attitude, and British people are just more high-strung, it does matter.
Yes, it is, because
it's generalizing.
On appearance, this is obviously generalizing. If you're getting mad about it, then it's obviously generalizing. And it's just kind of like like America has more of a like, oh, they get so wound up about the guns and the flag, and they stamp their feet, and they get so wound up, and and Americans think, oh yeah, British people are so cool, calm, and collected, but it's just kind of like, no. British people are not so cool, calm, and collected,
Yeah.
It's like it's an appearance of thing, but it's like if you ask a British person their true opinion on it on the internet, they will give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go, well, I think that's wrong. I think what people are doing is wrong, and the whole world is wrong, and yes, and it never was like this in my day, and it's terrible people, and we should just leave the planet and put Britain in space somewhere where we can have, pedestrianization of our town centre,
thinking about it, I think you are right that if you guys look up any YouTube video where there's Americans that have gone to Britain,
Americans are starting to cotton on to this. There are so
many British people down in the comments just ripping everything that the Americans did on their trip that was wrong. First of all, you don't get chips from a pub.
You don't get chips from a pub.
Second of all, it's Buckingham, not Buckingham.
Oh, what's that? Cream tea? Oh, it's not even clotted cream. What? Oh, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't put it in your mouth. Oh, you put it in your mouth. Oh, you've ruined everything now.
You don't rent a car to drive around London. You take the tube.
Take the tube. Don't walk places. We walk everywhere. Nobody ever knows what a car is.
And the same is not so true vice versa, is it?
Well, I mean,
when you see British people
I'm talking about Americans and stuff, and I'm saying things wrong about Texas or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them goes, "Hey, that's wrong."
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, maybe they do, but they just don't feel the need to tell me
because I live in Texas, and one of our biggest, most famous cities in this state and in this country actually is Houston.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard British people on a number of occasions pronounce it Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it does not faze me at all. I don't think anything about it.
It does not faze you until you're sitting at home one day and you're in an annoyed mood because you've lost an empire.
Stupid British people. They don't even know how to pronounce Houston.
Or just stupid people who don't know how to pronounce, like you could be sitting in New York now.
When I'm sitting at home pissed off because I've lost an empire.
Pissed off because you've lost an empire. And you're just like, oh, I've got no bread. I can't make any toast. Run out of Marmite. And that bloody Piers Morgan's on the telly again. Oh, that Piers Morgan. I blame Piers Morgan for everything.
I blame the weather.
The weather.
I think the weather.
That bloody weather.
It's so gloomy. It rains so often. It's cold most of the time. If you guys follow any influencers or YouTubers or anybody that lives in Britain, British people in general, always complaining about the weather. They're always, it's I can't do anything.
It's so funny.
So cold here.
No.
And then there'll be a day of sunshine, and they're like skipping through the flowery fields and everything.
And then there's another day of sunshine.
And then the next one, they've got their arms crossed. They're like, oh, well, that was the one day of summer we've had all year. And it's
no. What? For 2 weeks, right? It's like, oh, the weather, it's so dull and drizzly, and I hate it, and it's so depressing, and whatever.
I want to move somewhere hot.
And I want to move somewhere hot, and I'd love to live somewhere hot, and then it comes hot in Britain, and let's go for an ice cream with a flake in, and, let's go to the beach and have a dinner. And then it's like, this lasts for, a few more days, this hot weather. Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot, this is.
Yes.
Oh, can't be doing with this. Yeah, they need to turn the sun off or something.
And maybe it is the weather. I don't know what it is other than that makes British people so...
angry online.
Cantankerous? Is that the
Cantankerous buggers.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
They just love to complain.
I'm not so much. I just kind of just complain every now and then,
Yeah. You wouldn't.
But I let things go. I'm just like, oh, I haven't got the energy for this. I'm not Victor Meldrew. You wouldn't rip someone
in their own YouTube video for saying a wrong thing.
No.
It's just
no, I just go, that is
quietly join in. You just join in your head.
Just like,
yeah.
Just like you said a wrong thing, but it's just it's so funny because so many people go, oh, you said that wrong. Why did you say that wrong? Well, I've got to educate you now.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to tell you the entire history of that town that you keep mispronouncing.
Yes, they do that, don't they? Oh my God, British people are so annoying. It's just, and then you'll be getting it when we go to England. We make videos,
and you say something wrong and you go like that, oh, it really was a pound. Like, that would have pissed someone off.
Yes.
That would have pissed off so many British people. Well, everyone, it would cost us a pound.
What else would it be? You're in Pound Land. It's called Pound Land. Of course it's a pound.
It's because it's a pound because we put VAT on everything, which is something America doesn't do. They have to have separate tax at the till, which is just stupid. And it's wrong, and that's it. Get back in here. Get in a sea. Get in a sea now. That's another thing, when the argument, they haven't got anything else to say, they just shout, get in the sea! And then that's it. Yeah, they do.
I've never seen that before.
They go, get in the sea! Just get in the effing sea, they say. And I mean, the sea, by sea they mean the ocean, you know.
Yes.
And they go, do you mean ocean? No, I mean sea! Get in the sea, because it's called the sea! Because you can see it.
It's not actually the sea either, is it? That's something that winds me up about British people. It's not the sea. The sea and the ocean are two separate things. But
Get in the sea.
But yet to British people, everything is the sea.
Get in the sea. Well, you've got the Irish Sea and the North Sea surrounding it. But yeah, if you're in Cornwall, I guess it would be the Atlantic Ocean, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're on the east coast of Britain, get in the sea. Well, yes, I mean, that's generally...
Have you ever been harassed by a British person? Let us know for getting something wrong. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is.
I mean, you
thing.
Haven't. You've been to Britain a couple
haven't.
of times now, and you haven't been harassed by British people for getting things wrong.
No, I don't think so. Oh my gosh, that just reminds me. I know we're running out of time, but that viral video that went around several months ago, I think it was last year sometime, of the American family that was making tea. They made the video of how to make a cup of tea. That
satirical tea.
Yeah, it was obviously... They did it on
Americans
purpose.
are cottoning on to the fact now that they can get views and get a reaction from British people if they just do things wrong in a satirical way. Well, this is how you make a good English cup of tea. You put the tea in the tea bag in the cup, and then you put the cold water from the tap in there, and you put it in the microwave for 40 minutes, and that wound people up, you know.
And then she poured, like, half a cup of milk
in and then something else, and left it for like 9 and British people go, no, you don't do that, and it's just like, this is satire.
Yes, it's like they clearly
British
don't make
people,
their tea like this. They were living in Britain too, by the way, so
British
even
people,
more obvious they didn't really make their tea that way.
I think they were on an American base actually, because we did some research on it, didn't we? Contacted MI5 to check them out, and MI5 were like, yeah, they're living on an Air Force base, so they're technically not in England.
I think one of the kids had a British partner, so I mean, obviously they knew how to make.
They imported him in. Yeah, well, obviously they did. Yeah, the cup of tea thing, of course. It's easy to make a cup of tea. But
that really wound people up to the point that I think it made the news in somewhere.
It made the news in Britain.
Somebody that we follow on Instagram, like, shared the news article.
Thing, yeah.
They had seen it on the news or something.
That's what's going to happen to you, you not being able to... American can't tell the difference between PG Tips and Yorkshire Tea or something.
American reads the 24-hour clock and doesn't know what time it is.
And it's just going to be, people getting angry at you for that. It's getting very angry island. Island of people.
Yeah, it would be interesting to... see if we can find situations where the reverse is true. But I really think that Americans find British people getting American things wrong.
Like if I
sort of like,
for example,
cute.
Right?
It's cute. Oh, bless his heart, he didn't know that. You know.
And it's like, if I came over and I started eating a taco or something with a fork.
Yeah. People would be like, oh,
people wouldn't go, what are you doing?
You're doing it. Fork. Look at him. That must be the way they eat tacos in Britain. Is that the way they eat tacos in Britain, Dominic? With a fork, with a knife and a fork.
Hello.
I don't know what this accent is, but yeah.
It's your patronizing American accent, which makes me very angry. And I have to tell you, you are wrong to have that accent. You should be speaking in the Queen's English.
Oh my gosh.
You traitor.
All right. I think we will do some sort of version of this episode.
No, because it's like me eating a taco with a fork. Americans, it would just be like, ha ha, but, it would be funny, actually, to do a video of me doing that, just to see if there was any reaction. Yeah. There'd probably be British people getting angry about it. Oh my God, how can you eat a taco with a fork? Everyone knows you don't eat a taco with a fork.
Oh, he's making it look like all British people eat tacos with a fork. It's not, it's just this,
It's just this guy. Get him off. Get him in the sea now.
Put him in the sea.
Get him off my YouTube. Why did I click on this? I don't want to see this.
I think we're delirious.
Get him in the sea now.
I think we'll do some version of this episode the opposite way, because obviously it's not the same situation, but you do get Americans getting pissed off about things that British people say about America. So yeah, we'll do a whole separate episode about that.
Yes.
If you guys would like to, we have a Patreon page. We just put out our monthly Patreon only podcast over there.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, so if you would like to go check that out, that is a perk of becoming a patron, along with several other things. You can go visit us at patreon.com/T&A-Butty, Butty. Yeah. And of course, we're on social media, all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at TButty, TEABUTTY. So be sure to follow us on those. And thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. We appreciate your support, and we will talk to you next time.
Goodbye from an angry Brit.
Bye.
Get in the sea!